What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be on how I got my pink colored roots on this closure wig. Yes, I said closure. This wig is from Elfin Hair. I will have all the details in the description box. It's an 18-inch 4x4 closure HD closure wig. I wanted to try to do this on the closure wig because I always see everybody do it on the frontal and I'm like, how are we gonna make this work? So went ahead and separated the front closure portion from the rest of the hair, and I'm just going to tie that off so I can get everything out of the way and make sure it's clean. I'm going to be using my Even lace spray, which is just like a strong hairspray to comb down all the flyaways. You can use whatever hairspray you want to use, but I'm just combing down all the flyaways and making sure it is neat, so you know the bleach and everything doesn't get on the parts that I don't want it to get on. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that back into a ponytail to keep everything separate. Now that we have everything separated and you know what you're working with, we're going to go ahead and mix up the bleach. I am going to be using this Kiss Lift Up Lightener with 40 volume developer. I usually use Quick Blue bleach, but they didn't have any when I went to the store, so I've been using this. I have used this before. It's actually really good. I do like it. It has more of a thinner consistency starting out, but as you let it sit for a little bit, it starts to thicken up. So if you do plan on buying this, don't be alarmed by that, because I was adding like more bleach to it and you really don't have to. So anyway, I'm just going to mix that up. I also do like how this bleach is blue, so when you're trying to lighten hair, you know, it doesn't get that orangey color like BW bleach will do. Yeah, so this is already blue, so it's basically like toning the blonde as you're bleaching it. So I really do like how that's blue. So this is what it looks like once it started to thicken up, and that's what I was saying. It starts off really loose, but it starts to thicken up. So I'm just going to go around the whole closure on the outside perimeter, and I'm just going to lay that bleach on. Not really doing it in any kind of method, just, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, just laying it on there to your desired length, or like where you want it to stop at on your wig. So I wanted it to be more than just the roots, like a little bit past the roots, because I don't like that 1-inch root trend. I think it's not cute. But this is what I was going for. So I start to section off the hair, and I do it in little sections, and this process is just very repetitive. Just know I did the same exact thing multiple times until I got the whole closure covered in bleach. Alright, now that that's all done, I went in and I just went around the beginning, right where the weft of the track is at, on that back side of the closure, and I just put a little bit of bleach right there to blend it down some. So once you lay your closure down and you're combing it out, it doesn't just look like just your closure is bleach and nothing else. So it's just for a better blend. Then I flipped the wig over and I went ahead and bleached the knots. I'm doing this like this because the way the bleach was, it wasn't loose enough to go through, and I really wanted to make sure everything went through and everything was bleached evenly, because it was just like the hair was bleached but the roots were not bleached. So anyway, this is what you end up with, and I just let this sit on here. I did end up bleaching it twice so it could get as bright as I wanted it to be. Now I'm going in with my color. I used 2 different types of pink. This first pink is called Pink Petal. It's like a lighter pink. I initially was going for like an ombre look, but it wasn't turning out how I wanted, so I ended up mixing the pinks together. But I started off with this Pink Petal color, and I put it all around the perimeter of the closure just like I did with the bleach, and I'm going to go in and section off and do the same exact thing just how I did with the bleach. Don't be like me, don't be messy. My bowls were dirty and I didn't want to rinse them out because they had bleach in them. So I went ahead and I just poured it on the hair directly, you can do that if you want to. It doesn't really matter. The lace did not stain. It's a really light pink color, so I wasn't really concerned about that. This is the next pink color that I use, which is called Pink Rose. It's a lot more of a like hot pink color. So like I said, I was trying to do an ombre at first, so I kind of just like brushed it up to a certain point and I stopped and I tried to blend it together. But it wasn't turning out how I wanted it to. It was too light. It wasn't as white as I needed it to be. I think I'm going to try to do this again on a 613 wig instead of having to lift it up to be super blonde. But yeah, so I went in with the pink and I kind of just mixed them together to get more of the darker color on there. But now I'm taking my jet black. I used the jet black color with Kiss, and I just put it on there any kind of way, and I use my comb to blend it up just to your desired area or where you want it to stop at. I wanted it to go into the dark pink a little bit, but not too much, because like I said, I didn't want really short roots. I wanted it to go down further. So I'm going in with some more of that pink rose color, and I'm just going over the light parts to kind of blend the colors together so it doesn't seem like, you know, it's just light in one spot and dark in the other. All right, now what y'all been waiting on. So this is the inside of the wig. It came with 2 combs, an adjustable strap, and a elastic band. I'm going in with my foundation color. I don't even know what it's called. I know it's Maybelline, I think. But anyway, I'm going in with my foundation color, and I'm just going to be putting that on the lace to tint the lace a little bit. I put this ball cap on because the way I do my closure, the ball cap for this wig, it was like showing my real hair on the sides and it kept coming up and it was annoying me, but I ended up taking it off because I could see it through the part, so ignore that step. But I'm going in and I'm just cutting off these little pieces on the side where the thick part of the lace is at. You don't really want that because when you lay it, it's gonna look funny. So I went ahead and I just cut that off on both sides before I laid this wig down. I am going to be doing a glueless install. I'm going to be using my Even Black spray, which is the Supreme Hold spray, and I'm just going to be spraying on 2 layers of that to hold my wig down. I have been liking this for my installs. It's been making them a lot faster and the hold is really good. I do a lot of wig installs, as y'all know, so gluing my wigs down is not really something I want to do, considering I take my wigs off all the time. So I went in with the spray twice, like I said, and I put my blow dryer on cool. I do not put it on hot. When I used to use Got To Be spray, I don't know if you guys were using that for installs at some point, but when I used to use it, if you put it on hot, it will make the spray white. So I always use cool hot if you're just trying to like warm it up a little bit to get your stick tackiness back, but I always will use cool heat. So now I'm just using the back of my comb to press in that lace and adding a little bit of spray where I feel like it's necessary, but as always, using the cool setting. I'm gonna be pressing that in with my comb until I feel like it's down good enough. Now going in with my elastic band and just gonna be keeping this on here pretty much for the entire duration of me styling my hair. I'm putting curls in, so this stayed on here the whole time. This is my wax stick. I use the Cantu wax stick, and I'm just putting it on the part area so I can lay that down with my hot comb. And yeah, I just press it out as much as possible to get it as flat as possible. Yeah, so back to the elastic band. I leave it on there for probably about a good 30 to 45 minutes just because I like to leave my elastic band on there while I'm styling my hair. I am going to be combing this out, so I'm just combing everything out so y'all can see. I want to have it in a flat, hairstyle. I want to have it flat right now because I'm cutting layers into it. So I'm using my razor comb and I'm just cutting layers into it. Because I'm putting curls in, I want them to sit a certain way. I want to have volume. I want to have body. You don't want flat curls. So I'm just cutting the layers in the front, pretty much just framing my face and adding a few here and there so the curls can lay, and it can be a little bit more full. All right, now for the curls, I'm taking my 1.5-inch barrel curler that I got at Marshall's, I believe. I got it for a really good price. It was like $20. Nothing too fancy, but this hair holds curls really good. Well, it doesn't so much hold curls good, but it takes curls good. After I did all these curls, they fell. I sprayed hairspray on them and they fell, which was to be expected, but it did curl beautifully. This hair is actually really soft. I love the texture of this hair. It came in this really pretty curl like pattern, like body wave kind of pattern, but you can tell it's really good hair. It's fluffy at the ends. I don't know how to describe it. You know it if you feel it, but it's nice, very silky, very soft. But yeah, so I just kind of fast forwarded through this because I didn't want to be here all day and y'all had this long ass video, and y'all don't want to be watching a super long video. But this is the end result of the curls on one side with the layers and everything. I loved it. I just combed them out with my fingers, just, you know, finger combed the curls and had them lay how I wanted them to lay. It looked so good. I was so excited that they came out like that. Yeah, so they came out super cute. Look at me getting excited. I'm just going to be repeating the same thing on the other side. I already cut the layers in. On the previous side, I want to say I didn't cut the layers all the way in on this side. I added some more, but I'm spraying on my heat protectant spray and going to be repeating the same steps on this side as well. All right, so let's get into cutting off this lace. The hairspray, you know, when you use hairspray, sometimes it will crunch up like that. That's why I don't like using it sometimes. It's like, you know, it's pros and cons to everything. But yeah, so the spray kind of crunched up on the lace, but we're going to fix that. I cut everything as short as I could, closest to the hairline as possible. And I'm just cutting off some of that excess lace where I feel like it's not needed. I'm going to go back in with my black spray and just spray that white line to make that disappear and melt better. And I'm going to take my hair dryer again on cool heat and just dry that in. I said cool heat. I mean cool. Y'all know what I mean, cool. On the cool setting, I'm just going to be drying that down and using the end of my red tail comb and just pressing that into my skin. So once that's done, I'm gonna go in with a little bit more hairspray just to touch up, you know, certain spots that I feel like aren't melted. And again, cool heat, cool setting. I don't know what's wrong with me. Cool setting and just melt that in. So I'm taking my lace tint. I love lace tint. I don't believe in using makeup on the lace. I think that it just is too cakey. It cakes up and it doesn't melt right. You have to make sure you're matching the color perfectly. I love lace tint. I use it for literally everything. So after I get my lace tint sprayed down, and I do use heat for that, to dry it in, I use heat, low heat. I'm gonna be trying to do like a little bit of a C type part, and I'm just reparting that and hot combing it down so it's flat. Please ignore that little track that's showing on this side, guys. It is showing literally this whole video. I tried to fix it at some point, like here we go. I tried to fix it right here, but it just kept showing for some reason, and I was just fighting it the whole time. It was so cute, but I was fighting that track the whole time, and I didn't even notice that it was showing, honestly, until like way after I was done, after I took my pictures, after the video was completely done. So just ignore it. Just know I fixed it once I realized that it was there. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and map out those baby hairs. I wanted to do just very simple, like 1 to 2 little swoops, and yeah, 1 to 2 little swoops. Try to keep it plain, try to keep it simple, nothing too fancy. So I took my mini flat iron, which I found at my local beauty supply store for $10. You know I love a good deal. $10 flat iron. And I'm just cutting them to my desired length and curling them up. I noticed that when you curl them up instead of down, they just sit better to me. I don't know, but yeah. I use Glueless Knot and mousse for my baby hairs. This is a trick that I feel like I've seen on TikTok. I'm not sure who I saw specifically do it, but ever since I found it, I've been doing it the same way with the same products ever since. I love it. The combo is ridiculous. So I do put it on my hand and I just mix it together, and you get perfect baby hairs every single time. But going in with my products, and I'm just swooping those baby hairs. Here I am again, mapping out these baby hairs, not realizing that this track is showing clear as a day. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just was not paying attention to that. Y'all ignore it. Just know I fixed it off camera. I promise you guys I fixed it off camera, because the hair is bomb, color is bomb, the style is bomb. It came out so cute, minus that little ugly track that's not letting me be great. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to give me a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. I really appreciate you guys. We just hit 800 subscribers. I mean, I'm just amazed at how fast this channel has grown. So yeah, thank you guys so much for subscribing to me, and check me out on TikTok. Bye. See you in my next video.